What's up guys, it's Trevor here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the 5 tips that will guarantee wealth as a teenager. Now before we get started, why should you listen to this video versus the others? Well, the truth is that I'm a teenager still at 19 years old, and I didn't build tremendous wealth in my teens. I'm way ahead of my peers in terms of my age group and how much capital I have built up in my first 2 years running a business. Alright, so tip number 1 is going to be you need to invest aggressively in many areas in terms of financials. That is in terms of buying stocks, maxing out your Roth IRA at an early age if you are above 18, of course. That is also invest aggressively if you have a business. This means if you have a business and you have found a system that has proven to work, and let's say for example you have a grass cutting business and each lawn that you cut generates $100 in profit. Well, that means you can, if you don't have enough customers yet, that means you can spend money on advertisements. And you may ask, where do I learn how to run ads? Do I need a marketing degree? Absolutely not. Actually, marketing degrees don't actually provide any types of marketing knowledge, and they're all depend on door-to-door sales. And of course, door-to-door sales work. However, we're now in the digital age, and it's much easier for anyone to run Google search ads and any type of social media ads like TikTok and Facebook. Those are a lot more effective than door-to-door sales. Of course, if you have the balls to knock on neighbors' doors and anybody's doors, then you'll do absolutely great in sales. But that just isn't everybody, and that's just the reality. Now, you also need to aggressively meet new people, but this means that you need to find the people that are in your industry and connect with them. This doesn't mean that you should be a leecher and just take from them and never give back. Give and take at the same time. And lastly, for tip number 1, and the best thing to invest in aggressively is going to be your mind. This means books like we talked about, but also anything that has to do with perfecting yourself, making yourself a better person, and just leveling up as an entrepreneur. Tip number 2 is going to be learning to manage your time wisely. Now, managing your time is one of the most important parts about running a business and also your day-to-day life. Now, this video is not specifically designed to talk about just running a business. You can build wealth just working a normal job. However, a lot of people are attracted to running a business. All the videos and content that's posted on YouTube and TikTok, it's more and more popular for teens to start some sort of side hustle, just like pressure washing, multiple ways to build an income online or physically while you still are a teenager. Now, managing your time has to do with knowing exactly what you have to do for that specific day or that specific week, and then cutting out times in part of the day for you to do that task, and also knowing exactly how long that will take, so that way you are planned out for the day. It will make your life a lot more organized than compared to if you were not doing that. All right, so tip number 3 is something for my business owners. If you are starting some sort of side hustle to build wealth as a teenager, if you already have a business, then you already know that business can get very challenging and very tiring. And this is the tip that I really wish someone else told me when I was getting first started, and that is going to be hiring early. Hiring early is one of the most important parts to scaling a business, because without manpower you cannot do many tasks or grow your business in a way. So let's say you run a grass mowing business, just like we mentioned earlier in this video. You can only mow so much lawns yourself in a specific day, reach out to new customers, take on calls. That is why you need employees. Employees will be there to do whatever task that you want them to do. Let's say you want them to actually do all the mowing themselves, and you can take care of the phone calls. It starts step by step. You can't all of a sudden hire out every single part of your business. That will absolutely crumble your profits and will crumble your business as a whole. You need to know your numbers. It's very important that you know your numbers and then start hiring. If you own an online business, one of the best benefits about owning an online business is that you can hire excellent talent from overseas while paying them a great wage in terms of their home country's currencies, while also being a lot more affordable because they're not using, if you own a physical business, you're going to have to pay them a US wage, which is a lot more expensive. Not only that, there's also regulations and many other parts about that. So hiring overseas, while it seems like a great way to save money, is also a great way to give back to people in other countries, because you're paying them a good wage in terms of their in terms of the amount that you're giving them translated into their currency. All right, so tip number 4 is going to be continue to learn every day. Learning is one of the most important parts about becoming a human being and becoming a adult. Now, if you're a teenager, this part is going to be extremely important, because if you stop learning, that means you will stop growing. And when someone stops growing, they absolutely fail. So this is why it is very important that you are constantly learning, either from your network group, from books, talking to people, and vice versa. It is so important that you continue learning every single day, either watching YouTube videos or read books. Now, books are actually a lot very, very underrated. A lot of people don't like reading books and are overshadowed by YouTube videos. And YouTube videos are great, just like this one. But books provide written value of someone that has done it, depending on the book you read, of course. But books are a great source of information for running a business or whatever goal that you want to achieve. Tip number 5, and this is for the business people, of course, because if you want to build true wealth in your teens, there is no other way than starting a business. You won't get there in your teens and 20s just by working a job, and that's just the reality. That's why all these tips are meant for you to start a business. And tip number 5 is going to be stick to one business. Either go all in or just don't do it. This tip I wish I knew also when I was getting started in entrepreneurship. It is because I see a ton of people nowadays jump from business to business every few months because something doesn't work right away. And the reason why you should stick to one thing and go all in is because that can be your home run. That can build your wealth tremendously while you're young, rather than spread yourself too thin by focusing on too many businesses. Now, I did this exact mistake. I had one e-commerce business that was doing really great. Then I wanted to start another one, and then I lost my focus while also not hiring, and that was another mistake at the same time. So if I hired and I also wanted to work on another business, that would be completely fine, as long as I was putting in the same amount of hours inside the business, either myself or my employees. So at the end of the day, if you want to run multiple businesses, I suggest you only run one, as long as you can see that business running long term and it's sustainable, predictable, and has good profit margins. You should just stick to it and go all in, make it a home run, and then you can, there's no downside of starting another business. You will shift your focus a little bit, but if it's a passion product, like let's say you want to teach other people, start a course, then if it's something you enjoy and it's more passive, then you can definitely do it on the side. Well, those are all the 5 tips on how to build wealth in your teens. It's very important that if you want to build real wealth in your teens, that you need to start a business. There's no other way. You can't work a few years in just a regular job and get a ton of money. Now, obviously there are exceptions. Some people might meet some special people that can build their wealth really, really fast. But for the most people, stick to starting a business by picking the hustle, sticking to it, and going all in, or don't do it. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some value. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.